After hours trying to fix a smart home issue, I discovered that the solution was as easy as just resetting the power. Wouldn't it be great if I could have done this remotely from here, or even here? Sometimes all you need is a good power reset and a reboot to tackle those pesky tech problems, just like my Apple laptop. Every week it decides to slow down and the spinning beach ball makes its grand appearance. It's probably because I've got loads of apps running, too many hefty files on the loose, and my desktop looks like a hoarder's paradise. The same problem arises with smart home technology, with numerous interconnected devices. Pinpointing the cause of a customer's inability to watch football on TV can be challenging. They've been sold a vision of a smart home only to find themselves trapped in a jargon-filled nightmare. Diagnosing issues over the phone with a client can be pretty frustrating, especially when you're trying to explain which plug to remove. There's always the chance they'll pull the wrong one and accidentally disconnect you.
It's not happening. I don't have time for this. Can you come out and sort it, please?
At that point, it's like dealing with telephone banking. WattBox could be the answer to your prayers. Previous installers left us some work with taped up cables down into the UPS. If you're going to set a bad standard, telephone installer's gone a stage further as well, loose wires hanging there. Is this the worst rack you've ever seen? Drop a comment. We will hopefully try and tidy it up a bit. Screws at the ready. The essence of WattBox lies in its ability to remotely control each power outlet individually, while also addressing a range of other power-related challenges. A common issue with many electrical devices is inrush current, which occurs when multiple devices are powered on simultaneously. This can lead to tripped circuit breakers or blown fuses. With WattBox, each outlet can be powered in a timed sequence, effectively limiting inrush current and allowing devices to be activated in a logical order. For example, ensuring that Wi-Fi and network infrastructure are operational before powering on devices that depend on network connectivity can help prevent a cascade of error messages. First tip if you're installing a WattBox is that you do need the MAC address and the service tag, and they're underneath the device. Would have been good to know before I put it in the rack, but look, I had a cunning plan. I actually slid the iPhone in with a time delay photograph and photograph it without taking out the rack, so I'm feeling rather pleased with myself. The Snap One team has helpfully noted that this information is also available on the packaging and the device's web page. The key to this solution is OvrC. Not only does it seamlessly integrate with WattBox, but also supports a wide range of Snap One products. This app allows you to remotely monitor and control multiple Snap One devices, receive alerts for offline equipment, and install new firmware from anywhere. We're about to add the device to OvrC. Put in those details. Device added. And there we go. Is there a firmware update? There's always a firmware update. So it's currently running the 2020 version, but apparently there was a May update. So let's start with that before we get started. And it can take 10 minutes, so that's good. So while that's doing that, I'll pop off and have a coffee. Great thing obviously about OvrC is this ability to update equipment remotely. The WattBox is installed in the rack and that's working seamlessly, an easy process onto OvrC. We've got full control of that. I didn't want to replug everything until I'd done that process, just in case things didn't work out as planned. The next stage is a case of swapping over this array of European plugs to the IEC plugs on the back of the rack and then replugging everything, and hopefully we can tidy this up a little bit. One thing we did find, there's a UPS in the bottom of here, which is great to protect everything in the rack, but it also feeds things back in the distribution board, like the security alarm system and a gate entry system as well. The electricians found an interesting way of connecting between the UPS and the fixed wiring with this interesting taped joint, so we're going to sort that out as well and just reconfigure things. Of course, there could be some gremlins lurking in the power supply that can destroy expensive smart home tech. These include power surges caused by nearby lightning strikes and other electrical equipment, and over voltages, which can be a problem on installations equipped with solar panels. It's interesting, every time someone switches the pressure washer on site, I can hear this UPS coming online, suggesting that
Power supply problems are sometimes closer to home than you first think.
WattBox features surge protection for each outlet and selectable overvoltage protection tailored to meet specific site conditions. On this project, we are installing the 8-outlet version, which has rear-mounted IEC sockets. The front panel features a display of line voltage and current, but inside the OvrC app, you can get granular details of the power draw for each outlet. This feature can be useful to identify unresponsive devices, but is probably more useful for power conservation. Even on this modest rack installation, we can see a constant power draw. This property is used for holiday rentals, so there are times when it's unoccupied. Powering down the Wi-Fi access points and the Episode Radiant sound system we installed in a previous video could significantly reduce this power draw. This would save around 50 watts, but taken over a 6-month period, this would equate to around 200 kilowatt hours, or about £60 in English money. Powering up or down can be done with the OvrC app as a manual operation or as a scheduled event. Similarly, guests have requested that the CCTV system be turned off for privacy reasons. While it is possible to log into another app to disable the cameras, many individuals prefer the reassurance of knowing that there has been a complete physical shutdown with no indicator lights on the equipment. Scheduled events can be useful for equipment that, based on experience, requires a regular power reset. You can configure these resets to occur out of hours, ensuring that clients remain unaware of any issues. I've heard rumours that Sky TV set top boxes can really benefit from this process.
Hi, I'm Dan from DR Smart Homes. In this setup, we're using it to manage a PDU that supports several Sky boxes, which, as we all know, can experience frequent issues. With the WattBox, we can reboot them remotely, saving us multiple call-outs and minimising any downtime for the client.
The rack-mounted versions can handle up to 2400 watts, with the largest unit being a 12-outlet model that can be vertically mounted within the rack. If you need a solution for smaller or distributed installations, then this 2-outlet version is particularly useful.
Hi, my name's Tony from South Devon Audio Visual Limited. We recently installed a 2-port WattBox to power cycle and control a network switch and a Sky key box in a busy bar where they had lots of multicast and they had lots of TVs going on.
Once configured, it can be managed via the Wi-Fi network. With the addition of WattBox, you can now reset power remotely, providing another tool to enhance customer service and avoid costly site visits.
Hi, I'm Steve, Director, ADS Smart Home. Why WattBox? It has truly revolutionised the way we can maintain our clients' home automation systems. Smart notifications notify us when a client has an issue before they see it. Sales support has been fantastic, and I highly recommend it.
WattBox is now available at Alltrade, your trusted trade-only supplier for smart home solutions. With 13 branches across the UK, their van delivery service reaches over 90% of postcode areas. Check the link in the description for more details.
Quite pleased with how my rack tidy up has worked out. Let me know in the comments what you think. Anything you'd like to see improved? Try and be kind. I have left this strip of sockets in here connected up to the WattBox for those small power items that keep cropping up inside a rack that often come with a plug top power supply. It'd be a little bit more involved to put an IEC socket on them. But however, I have done a lot of these now. I am getting quite good at them. Perhaps that's a good international idea. Perhaps everything should come with one of these on each end to make life easier when you're doing jobs like this. Now, think of the WattBox. It's probably an insurance policy, isn't it? Because it ensures you don't need to go back to site, and it's got lots of protection and protect all the valuable smart home kit. But it also protects another thing, that relationship you've built up with the client. It not only protects their investment, but it also allows you to offer fantastic customer service. And if there's a product that you can possibly take your client on another journey with, let's check out the video here where we feature this episode amplifier and some fantastic outdoor speakers with lighting built in.